Sara's joining us.
Oh, good.
There she is. Hi, Coach Sara.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Very
Good.
well, very well.
Hi,
Chris
Coach.
just joined us.
Hi, Chris.
Hey,
Thanks for
Chris.
joining us. Hi, Coach Beth. Hi, Amanda.
Hey,
Hello,
Sarah.
hello.
Hello, hello. We are enjoying the final days of warmth.
Yes, I
Is it
know.
going to get cold again?
It is. Tuesday
all,
morning is going to be frigid.
all week,
Uh-oh.
all week. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm already anticipating Wednesday swim cancel.
Oh, Wednesday's canceled. Friday's canceled.
Wow.
Noon and celebration. That's that's going to be the encouragement.
This is why our try programs are not
This early in the
in
year.
Yes.
January.
Right. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, our first sessions are definitely in March for a reason. Even
Mhm.
though there are people that you can do a triathlon in January, you can do a triathlon in February, but do we recommend that as our first experience in the sport of triathlon?
This Florida girl does not enjoy the cold, so I know I would struggle
No,
a lot if I
I've
was
already
trying to
gotten very
train right
used to
now.
the weather here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely.
hard no for me.
Very true. Very true. All right, so we got a minute. We'll see if we have Chris or we're talking. We are recording, Chris. So
Okay.
we might post this little 30-minute uh chit chat afterwards for people
Sure. No worries.
to join on and everything. So maybe some other people will join in. But we'll click to 6 o'clock. And my name's Coach Sara. We put it on our shirts nice and big.
I know. Ding,
Nice.
ding.
Nice.
We've got Coach Beth and we've got Amanda with us as well. Swim Like a Pro just celebrated 10 years in 2025. These are our 10-year shirts. So moving on to more than 10 years this year and super excited to continue our Try program. Coach Beth is possibly, if we'd counted, maybe the fifth or sixth one of our amazing coaches that has worked with our Try program in the past, from myself to Coach Liesel to Coach Todd to Coach Leah. I think Coach Michelle ran one during COVID, etc. But we have an amazing person out of Coach Beth, who herself came to the sport of triathlon later in life
Yeah.
and moved down to Florida from Virginia to
It's
get
never too
away
late.
to get away from those winter cold storms. And we are so lucky to have her involved with our Try program. Beth, please introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, you're right. I started triathlon at age 50, and I'm
Awesome.
still doing it. So there's no need to stop. Um, And yeah, I've been coaching since 2009, and I really enjoy, especially helping people do their very first triathlon. It's very rewarding, and it's just so much fun watching them achieve
It is.
that. It's a big goal.
It is. It's a
Yeah.
very big step. Amanda, tell us a little bit about yourself and how lucky we are to have you.
You're so kind.
Mhm.
I am Amanda. I do a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, and then I also support in person, specifically on Super Saturdays and some of the local race events. It's so fun to be a resource, and I try to answer as many questions as possible that are not triathlon coaching specific. I'm more of the behind the scenes. Hey, Amanda, where do I find this information, or how do I get a hold of this? But it is really fun to support Coach Beth and Coach Sara and the whole Slappers team. It's a great community that really gets excited about the Try program. And I've had the joy of completing two of the Girls on Fire triathlons, and I needed to do that to remind myself how hard our athletes work, because a lot of them make it look so easy. And I love that Coach Beth and Coach Sara do everything they can to not set you up to fail. They are constantly setting you up for success.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the the coolest part about it is you have the whole slapper community, not just the coaches supporting you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Amanda. Chris, introduce yourself, please.
Sure. Chris Mulder, same last name as the X-Files guy, but none of the notoriety. So a lot of people call me just by my last name because there's a lot of Chris's in my age.
Right.
This year I'd be competing at 57.
Okay.
So I've actually completed several triathlons. I started 2 years ago out in Claremont, and it all started with a what if I could do something. So my athletic career started and ended in high school. So 1988. The only time I've ever run to anything was to the refrigerator. And I'm not good at telling short stories, but I'll give it a whirl. So doctor weighed 252 pounds at 5'8". I said, nope. Fixed that over about 6 months, did it the right way, lost about 50 pounds.
Wow.
I reached out to a friend of mine who's an amazing runner, and he lives up in Tallahassee. He's got 2 young kids at my age. They're now 11 and 9.
Wow.
But Boston Marathon, New York Marathon kind of runner. Completed full triathlons, several 70.3s, and has participated in relay teams with the Gulf Coast Tri Club.
Yeah.
And so I said I'd like to enter a 5K race with you guys. I don't know if I can. I also had knee surgery, 1986, removed most of my medial meniscus.
Wow.
So I have confirmed with an MRI this year, tricompartmental osteoarthritis, grades 3 and 4. So So needless to say, I'm in pain all the time. But I told my friend, I don't know if I can walk or run, but let's give it a whirl. So I did about a 14-week couch 5K.
Right.
Then when I went up to Tallahassee, ran in Tallahassee. The whole time I ran, I couldn't believe it. Super slow, but I didn't care. I was doing it for charity and with him and his kids, so it was awesome. And then he planted a little seed. He said, "You ever thought about being a triathlete?" And I'm like, "What?" Because I think the misnomer is that you have to run the Ironman stuff. And he's like, "Oh no, if you can run a 5K, you can do." And so without a bike, without knowing where to swim, and not being athletic ever, I just signed up for one of the ones in Claremont, August of 24.
Okay.
So April 24 did the first 5K. I did 2 more 5Ks out there because I wanted to see what it was like.
Right.
I live in DeBerry, so I'm not close to anybody. So I kind of lone wolfed it. Slow, steady. I completed my first one in August, had a birthday, even though the triathlon says you're the same age all year. I didn't care. So I did one at 53 or one at 54, one at 55, I guess. In September, I said those back to back. 25, I did 2 more, plus an Olympic distance out in St. Augustine. About died in that heat in July. But I lived, learned a lot. Again, all lone wolf type, running in from my friend as much information as he was able to gather. And, I read everything on Facebook and go down the rabbit hole and YouTube. But I've seen you guys out there, love your content, love what you do. So for me, it's not really a try, but it's introducing myself. And, I signed the waiver, joined the team, and I'll probably do some a la carte stuff. And this year, I don't know really where I'm going to swim because LA Fitness is under construction where I swam last year.
DeBerry. Yeah.
In Orange City there, but my office is down near Sand Lake Road. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, I don't know how long you guys stay at the aquatic center out there in Celebration. If you do that all year, or if that's during the winter months, but so that might be an opportunity for me to swim. But anyways, and my friend even suggested he's going to help me out, and his coach is going to help me out, and we kind of set some things in motion for this year. So this year's goal, before I even joined y'all, is Augusta in 70.3 in September.
Nice.
So I haven't actually pulled the trigger yet, but that was kind of in the works a few months ago. But anyway, so that's kind of my story and where I'm at, and I wanted to introduce myself, and
nice to meet you, Chris.
Yeah. So I'm not a swimmer. I'm not a runner. I'm not a cyclist. I have no background. So 7th and 8th grade, I was on a swim team.
Right.
So I know how to swim.
Right.
Scuba diving instructor. So the water does not freak me out. I suck. I'm slow. I'm sure I sink and do it all wrong because it's all technique, but I'm not afraid of it. It doesn't scare me.
That's very cool.
But everything else, cool.
We're going to push you to 70.3 Florida in December for sure. But you and I will have that conversation together.
Yeah, and I know that's the
Like-
race you guys are doing. You guys did Augusta last year. I'm like, well, I'm a year behind.
We'll push to that. So awesome. Well, Chris, I mean, this personality and this attitude and this huge smile on your face about telling, our future triers about your try experience is a great,
Oh, it's
intro for them, right? Like,
unbelievable. Yeah, it's life changing. None of my friends, including myself, would ever think that I would actually run.
right.
And it's not really running. If you see it, it's kind of a hobble walk. I get passed by walkers, but that's fine. But no one in their right mind would ever have bet, and I would have bet a mortgage payment
Right.
for the rest of my life that I would never run. And then, of course, having surgery as a kid,
Right. So
you're
you
I'm
check
told,
all the boxes. You came to this sport as somebody who was out of shape, overweight, unhealthy. You came to this sport as somebody who has an injury that isn't ever expecting to be getting through these races speedy or
I have a shoulder that's pretty close to the knee,
right,
torn tendon. So yeah, no. So I got some issues, but I don't
Right.
let it stop me.
Right. That's great. And that was one of our sort of questions that I had for Beth. It was like, do I have to be fit to start this program? Do I have to be a certain kind of athletic person kind of thing? And Chris is showing us right now that is you can check none of those boxes.
I promise you, I am not a typical athlete, and
So
I have a problem even telling myself that I'm a runner and I'm a triathlete. I can't fathom that I can actually say that I am one of those.
Right.
I really struggle with that
Right.
to this day.
Yeah. One of our slappers loves to wear a shirt that says, "Why do one sport well when you could do three sports average?"
Well, I'm not even average. I'm the one that's suck at all three. I've seen the one that says suck at all three. And
right. Why do one sport good when you can suck at all three? And that is the great thing. It's like, if you have a semblance of an ability of any of these,
people will help you. They love you. They support you. And it's just the community is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. That's very cool. Thank you for sharing that story. It just fits in so perfect with the program. So awesome. Do you have any questions for us? And then after that, I'm going to do some beginner try questions for Coach Beth. Do you have any questions for us?
No, and I'll probably do that offline. Like I said, I'd love at some point to take a look at my swim. What can I work on? Take a look at my bike. I don't want those clippy pedals. They freak me out. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Oh, you will. It's not that scary.
Oh, it's scary just because of and it's all in my head because of my knee and how unstable it is. And one wrong tweak of that sucker, and I have a real mental block when it comes to my knee. But
very cool.
Willing to try.
I love it.
Yeah. So
willing to try. I like
willing
that.
to try. Yeah. And pun intended, I suppose.
We'll rename the program. I'm
right.
willing to try. Not try.
That's how I would to critique all of it. Look at the run technique. Look at the swim technique. Look at the bike. Yeah. Never had a bike fit. I just kind of bought one. Probably shouldn't have, but did. All the things that you're not supposed to probably do and out of sequence. I probably did it and maybe would have done it a little different next time, but that's okay.
Our poster child for what to do and what not to do is.
I certainly can be, and I'm okay with people making fun of me. I'm secure in that. No worries.
Nobody's making fun. We're applauding everybody that gets across the finish line. Very cool. Yeah. So thanks for bringing that up. Obviously, outside of our try program, we also work with athletes of triathlon experience as well, doing swim lessons, bike skills, run technique, as well as just overall triathlon coaching for anybody that wants to move from doing their first triathlon and take it to the competitiveness, but not required at all. Coach Beth, how many people do you think you have gotten through your try programs?
Oh, at least I think 20 or more.
Right. Yeah. And this will be year 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely more than that. I think we've had some years with some big, I'd say you're somewhere up around the 25-30 range of getting beginners through the sport. So fantastic.
I haven't counted them.
I know we should go back
We should.
and get that number. Something to do before the Zoom chat. So Coach Beth, what is the most common fear of those 25 or so people? What's the most common fear that people come into the try program with?
Open water. Swimming in open water, that's the number one.
Right. Yep.
And especially at Waterfront Park where you can't see anything.
Right. Right.
You
It
can't
is. That
see,
water is
yeah,
super dark. Yeah.
yeah.
So they come to you with this fear. That's the most common one. Walk us through just some short scenarios of how you help everybody with that.
Well, I do suggest that they do a one-on-one session with you, Sarah, because that's very helpful for critiquing their technique or just defining what technique is in swimming. So a recovery position is key. What to do if you start to panic or get tired,
Yeah.
how to handle that. That's key. And that's something we practice on our Saturday morning sessions at Waterfront Park. So we practice how to recover and relax in the water. Um, so that's how
Very cool.
we start out to try to get over that fear.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just repetition of those fears in that water as often as possible. Yeah. And you mentioned Saturdays, and through the 6-week program, we're in the water there how many times?
Well,
Six.
for 6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah,
We get
yeah,
six
six
opportunities, right?
times before the race, including usually the Saturday right before the race to do one last little confidence booster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
very cool.
at Waterfront Park, they have the posts. So if you can, so I always tell them, so if you can get down to the 12 posts all the way to the end and come back, you've done the race
You've
course
done it. You've done
for
it. That's
Claremont.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just had a question pop up and it said for the March session, which is preparing for the St. Anthony's triathlon at the end of April, will I need a wetsuit?
Um, that is, that can go either way,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that time of year, you have to wait. So there are rules with triathlon for whether or not a wetsuit is legal.
Yeah.
So whether or not your time will count for an award. So you have the option to wear one up until like 83 degrees. Um, it's if you do decide to use a wetsuit and practice in it, then you need to get comfortable in it and make sure it fits properly.
Right.
So we give a lot of recommendations for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, Coach Beth, if somebody was coming to the Try program and right now they were interested in it, would their first communication with you be day one of the 6-week program?
So I'm sorry, what would the recommendation?
Would their first communication with you be day
Yeah.
one of the Try program, or would you chat with them ahead of time and give
Oh,
them some feedback
absolutely.
ahead
Yeah,
of
we have a phone conversation and answer any questions they have. And of course, Amanda is always there to answer questions as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so a lot of that gear question. So Coach Beth will do an assessment with everybody on a phone call ahead of time. If you contact us about wanting to do try or pull the trigger and sign up for the try program, you will get a phone call with Coach Beth ASAP in order to set you on the right track for that March start date or the April start date or any of the start dates of the programs through the year to go through those things. So awesome. And Beth did mention regarding the wetsuit, yes, the water will be cold in March, which will be that 6 weeks building to St. Anthony's. So a wetsuit from day one would definitely be helpful to get used to it. And like she said, practicing in it and not waiting until the last week of the program in order to pull the trigger on that. All right. How many days of the week do we train for the Try program?
So we meet twice a week. We've been going to Lake Louisa State Park to do our bike and run training on Wednesday evenings. And Saturday mornings, we do our open water swim and run training. And also during the week, you can go to 2 or 3 swim sessions at the National Training Center or at Celebration.
Very cool. And then outside of that, what do they get other workouts to do?
So they get an account in an app called Training Peaks, and it looks like a calendar. And within that calendar, it gives you all the workouts that you have for the week. Some of which you can do on your own, strength and stretching, and other cycling workouts and running workouts and
Very
swimming.
cool. Very
Mhm.
cool. What if swimming is my weakest sport?
Well, I would start out with a one-on-one with Sarah McClarity.
Yeah.
That's the best I think approach
Yeah.
is to get an assessment first.
We do, and that is something that I do want to point out here is that in this Try program, we're not teaching how to swim. We do need people to come to us with at least the ability of, staying afloat and surviving. Maybe you're not ready right now to swim a whole quarter-mile distance, but at least already having the ability to swim across a pool, comfortable with your face in the water. If you're not to that level yet, we have a whole learn to swim program for adults that, just like Beth is passionate about getting first time triathletes across the finish line, I am extremely passionate about getting adults comfortable in the water. So that is definitely something that we recommend ahead of joining the Try program. But we have had quite a few people that have come out of our adult learn to swim program and into the Try program to get their triathlon done. So a lot of fun there. Moving on to the second sport. Do I need a fancy schmancy many dollar racing bike in order to do a triathlon?
Absolutely not. You can use any bike as long as it doesn't have a motor on it.
Can it have
That's
a
not
basket?
legal.
Can it have a
It
basket
can
on
have
it?
a basket, it can
Yeah.
have tassels,
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it can have a bell as long as it has two wheels, no motor,
Yeah.
pedals on it, and then you have to wear a helmet, and that is all the requirements are for a bike. Yeah. Yep. We actually had somebody send us a message about, hey, can I use my beach cruiser for the try? And we totally, yep, you don't need to go out and purchase something. You are more than welcome to. And then a lot of times we've had athletes from the slapper community just reach out and say, "Hey, I've got, this size bicycle. Does anybody need it? I'm getting rid of it." And we've passed on bikes through the slapper community, which is really cool kind of thing. Awesome. How about a couple more questions here for Coach Beth? Will somebody help me on race morning?
Absolutely. I'll be there for sure. And Coach Sarah and Amanda. Amanda's always there setting things up ahead of time. We got the bells ringing and we'll be there with you the whole way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And then I do the most important
And
part,
the
and I
tent.
bring a
Yeah.
bottle of bubbles to pop at the finish line and share amongst all of the try teammates each time so that we can have a proper enjoyment and celebration at the end of all of
Yeah,
that.
we have a big tent that we set up, so and chairs, and all the slappers can congregate there before and after the race.
Yeah. And we celebrate. Very, very cool. We might have lost Coach Beth there.
Yeah,
There she is.
yeah. Must be the internet must have
It,
unstable.
it's always
Okay.
fun. What is the number one thing that people sort of have a little bit of worry about on race day, and then it ends up being no big deal for them?
Um, Well, I think they worry about being able to get through the whole thing.
Yeah,
And I just tell them that trust the training. You've done it. You've done the distance over and over again, and you'll get there. And another fear is that, is it okay for me to walk? And do I have to run? And absolutely. And many of the athletes do a walk, run, or walk, jog program. So
yeah, yeah.
everybody's made it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, So this is something that, Chris brought up a little bit ago, and I think it'd be good to point out what makes doing this program different than doing the training and trying to get ready for a triathlon on my own. Why should I do a program like this?
Well, I think the biggest part is you learn the process of a triathlon. It is a process, and there's really a lot to it. It's a pretty sort of complex sport. It's a multi-sport, and you get all kinds of tips from other athletes who have done triathlons, and from your coach you get just very, very important tips.
Yeah.
I remember on one of the races at Claremont, I was helping one of the triathletes get their um, transition area ready. And several other athletes came up to me and go, "Oh, can you answer my question? Well, what about this? And what about that? And what about?" I said, "Well, we have this, try program where you get to learn all that."
Yeah.
And that's so I said, "Oh, I wish I'd known about that."
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It is. And then I wanted to enhance on that answer where when you're doing research online, which of course is an endless rabbit hole, which I think Chris used that that word
Yeah.
of going down the rabbit hole, those answers that you find might really not be applicable to you. They're a general answer. They could be an answer for a person that has been in the sport for 10 years, and is trying to be at the elite level kind of thing. So what I love about Coach Beth is that in this situation, she might give athlete A an answer and athlete B a slightly different answer to the same question based on their abilities, their comfort levels, their backgrounds, and everything. So, there's multiple right answers to questions. Well, how do I know, which answer applies to me? Because you have a professional, experienced coach that is going to give you those answers in that situation and prepare you for those things correctly. So, I love it. I love it. I love the rabbit hole idea, Chris. We're preventing people from going down the rabbit hole. And
Yeah,
it's,
wish I had that.
yeah.
You say,
It's
"Well, this
funny.
is what the pros are doing." Well, you're not a pro.
It's funny. I always say, how many of us try to figure out how to do our own taxes? It is time consuming, extremely confusing, and why bother when there are people out there whose job it is to know how to do it
Good
instead of
analogy.
instead of you trying to, with your 5 minutes of spare time, try and figure it out, So that's this situation. Like, go straight to the professionals, get the right answers, don't have to worry about any of those things along the way. Perfect. I want to finish up with just a couple, two questions. If I'm on the fence about either the Try program or doing a triathlon, Coach Beth, what would you tell me?
Well, I would say, well, what is your main fear? And I would give them just examples of people that I've worked with that have made it through. So I just have to find out what is blocking them from believing that they can do it.
Very awesome. Very awesome. So we approach that, and then we bust through that fear wall. I love it. And then, of course, what is the first step after attending this video chat or watching this video chat on recording? What is my next step?
Well, go to the Swim Like a Pro website on the Try program and click "Let's do it."
Let's do it. Now I have to go change the button to say let's do it on the
Oh.
website. I think it's more like
Sign up.
buy now.
Yes.
I love it. Even if you don't want to do that, you just scroll a little bit further to the bottom of every single page on our website. The contact form goes straight to us. Just send us a message. And Amanda left our contact and email there in the notes. But again, we want to give you a personal chat with Coach Beth to address those fears, any concerns along the way. She will ask you a couple questions to make sure that you're on target. And then we pull the trigger and we get you through to a triathlon. Yeah, super exciting. Beth, any other last words of wisdom?
Well, I think um, that having a coaches behind you is a big confidence builder. I think just knowing that, the team is there and supporting you will really help you, make you feel comfortable that you can make it.
Absolutely. Just get a tax professional to do your taxes. Get a
Exactly.
triathlete professional to do your triathloning. Okay. I love it. Amanda, any words from you to finish up here?
My encouragement is I know that I am a Florida girl, and these colder temperatures make me kind of shiver in my boots a little bit. So the Try program has 4 opportunities. So it's not just talking about our first one that's coming up to prepare for the St. Anthony's Triathlon. We also offer 3 more so that if weather and temperature conditions are a concern, you have opportunities the rest of the year as well to jump in on this program.
Or scheduling issues. The summer is a great time when for
Yes.
teachers that are in school or, families that get more time in the summer as
Yep.
well. Yeah. Chris, we loved you sharing your story. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you very soon
Yes.
and
Look forward to it as well.
inspiring our triathletes out here. And then to our other users that hopped into this call as well, we appreciate you guys attending. If you have any questions, anybody, don't hesitate to reach out. Look at that smiling face of Amanda that you will be put in contact with. Okay. She is lovely and nice and answers all questions wonderfully. So with that, we wish you guys all a wonderful Sunday. Thank you so much for your time, you guys. Let's go do a triathlon.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye.